Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Tennova Healthcare. And for the month of September, you can see it right there, Tennova.com, all kinds of information at that website. But for the month of September, it's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month all across the country. Tennova's primary care physicians are offering same-day appointments for PSA testing. It's a simple blood test, same-day appointments. You call that number on your screen right there. They will set you up day of, and you can go in and get your annual PSA test. It can save your life. It saved mine. Please take it seriously, all you guys out there. That's something you need to think about. Call your primary care physician and ask them about getting that PSA test. All right, now we're going to kick it over to Will Overstreet and Sterling Hinton to talk a little bit about Tennessee's pass protection breakdowns. And from Sterling, I want to know, what's that do to a quarterback's head when you got bullets flying at you like Justin Worley did last night? Will?
Well, thanks, John. Unfortunately, we have to talk about this again. And obviously, from the last two games, this is what we talked about last week, what we thought we'd see against Oklahoma, some of the issues at offensive line. So let's start early on here real quick. Once again, what you saw teams that try to attack us with is a TT game. So basically, where the tackle here comes in and hits the hip of the guard, and then this tackle acts like he's going to engage the center and then loops around. The problem here is that if this is done correctly, where this guy hits the hip of this guard, he gets put in a very bad position of having to decide who he's going to take. That happened to us a couple of times. That was really is giving us a lot of issues on the inside. The other area is just mental mistakes. So early on in the game, I'm going to scratch this guy out because Oklahoma had 3 down linemen, and they actually get a sack on this play, and everybody said, wow, how could they get that? Well, the problem was these 2 guys double-teamed one man, these 2 double-teamed the other, and then you have your right tackle and your tight end. Your right tackle blocks out expecting a double team help from the tight end. For whatever reason, our tight end takes a step wide, and so guess what happens there? And Sterl, you can talk a little bit about what happens next after that happens numerous times.
I'll tell you this, Will, and I know you're a defensive end, and you love to see things like that when you were playing. Yeah. But as a quarterback, you want to be cool back there. But you can't be cool when the sparks are flying. They're coming from everywhere. These guys are Sunday players they had in Oklahoma. They're Sunday players. Now, unfortunately, we have an experience up here. And as a quarterback, you want to deliver a pass, make your playmakers make a big play. And it really makes you an erratic thrower when you're under such duress. But Worley, our senior quarterback, showed some sure poise that we're looking forward to the future in this season with that guy enduring such contact.
Such contact, very good movement in the pocket overall.
Absolutely.
Just too much. Got to figure out a way to give him a little bit of help, more so, and get him just a little bit more time and on his feet.
And what I would like to see is to let everybody know our best is good enough. When we play our best ball, it's good enough. A couple of times, Mr. Worley threw some passes, and we expect you to make those plays receiving. I know you will. Coach Azani, get together. I look forward to it.
Good to see you. Thanks, John.
All right, guys. Back here with yet another member of our panel, Bobby Scott, former Vol quarterback, former NFL quarterback. Let's start where Sterling left off. You've been in those situations. Certainly with the Saints, you've been in those situations where
Yes.
the bullets are flying at you. What does that do to a quarterback's clock, in terms of your timing, in terms of rushing throws?
You want to think that you got to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. Those guys are pressing on you and everything. And there were 2 or 3 times where the receiver had not come out of a break and the ball was about halfway to them. So they had to adjust and wasn't able to make receptions. So it does speed up your clock. You know what's happening. You know that those guys are breathing down your neck, and you try to get rid of the ball a little bit early, take a little bit off of it, hang it up in the air a little bit, and when you do that, some bad things can happen.
There's no quarterback that's ever played the game that if you hit him as many times as Worley got hit, is going to make a bad decision or a bad throw here or there. And I thought he did remarkably well considering what he was up against. David Ligon, I had a former Vol offensive lineman send me a note last night, said that unit looked so wide-eyed that they were playing in more of a response mode, that they were playing more on their heels rather than going forward. He also said that to stop that pass rush, he would have liked to seen some guys go low a couple of times, slow those guys down. Your thoughts on the offensive line? Were there any things they could have done like that, avoiding the go for the knee shot, but anything you would have seen you would have done differently?
Well, you're right. I mean, when Stryker's coming off the edge, and we can spend all day on that, the issue there is there were times when that was Worley's guy. Early in the game, he's got to recognize my offensive lineman has these inside backers. If this guy comes, I have to be aware of it, and I have to know where to put the football. I don't know if we had an option for that, for him to throw the football on a blitz read for there. But anyways, him coming off the edge, if you've got a running back that's going to go cut him down. Go for the knees, slow him down a little bit. It would have slowed him down more than what they were doing. What Will was talking about, the TE games, you've got to have good communication. You've got to be on the same level for that to work.
Which is exactly what you talked about last week at the YP board.
Absolutely.
The exact same thing you're talking about is when they scored the touchdown down there through the little flare pattern out to the back. That was a blitz read. We had a blitz coming, and they didn't have anybody to cover that, or we didn't have anybody to cover that back. He pops it out there, and he runs 15 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah,
untouched.
And Tennessee didn't have a whole lot of those things. And again, as Bob mentioned earlier, you tried to go to the screen game, which once or twice it worked, but a lot of times Oklahoma was just too fast for it.
Yeah.
I think they knew it was coming because at that point, what else is Tennessee going to do when they're getting their heads knocked off? You know a screen's coming at some point. All right, guys, appreciate it. When we come back, we got plenty more in this show, by the way. We've still got a Cavaliers line for the Georgia game. We got necessary roughness. We're going to talk about replays and fumbles. And next, we're going to look at some eye-opening, alarming stats. Which ones does Tennessee need to fix? And then also a couple of good stats that you might not be aware of. You want to see this? Come on back on the Sports Source.
Quality, quick. Trust Fast Frame.